Imagine, for as long as you can remember, you've lived your life in a cage. A cage so small that if you try to stand, you'd bump your head on the way up. And if you try to move and turn around, you'd bump your sides as well against the cage. The only way out is through a complex knob locked through a key that seems impossible to turn. You've never experienced the light and warmth of the sun or the fresh air from outdoors, but only the lighting of the ceiling and the stench and the filth of misery of other test subjects in the same position as you. Some of them have their own cage, some of them have to share, and you've been lucky enough to have your own. Then all of a sudden, the cage door opens and a pair of white gloves snatch you from the only place you know is home. You scream and kick, but the gloves tighten their grasp and finally place you on a table with belts and straps. And as you're strapped down, a mask suffocates you with a gas that puts you to sleep. All you remember is the sight of a liquid being sprayed from a bottle and you doze off. When you wake up, your whole body, including your face, burns like the flames of hell. You're lucky enough to have been put to sleep, while after your horrendous experience, you see other subjects not even being put to sleep, but to have needles poked their eyes, acid dropped onto their skin, and in some cases being pointlessly stricken by some person wearing all white scrubs, soaked in blood. But all you can do about it is scream in agony due to your pain, and after you become such a nuisance, you're put to death, and that's the story of your life. That is one of the many cases of pain that animals of experimentation go through at the expense of consumerism. This so-called science is nothing more than murder and factor to the repeated mass production of life. Most of the animals that are tested on for scientific purposes are horribly disfigured or even killed. The worst thing is most experiments don't even succeed through animal testing, resulting in their deaths. About 90% of animals that are tested on are rodents. Non-human primates make up about 5%, and most dogs and cats are tested on are taken out of animal shelters. The number of dogs and cats is still quite high, as it is the fault of irresponsible pet owners who don't take care of their pets. It should be them in the lab, scared, frightened, tortured, abused, and in agony. What happens to the animals after they are tested on? About 50% of the ones tested on for cosmetic purposes die in 2 to 3 weeks after the experiments. The rest are possibly left with no eyeballs, no gums, lips, or any facial skin. The experiments won't stop until the product is perfected, and even then, a new sick, foul idea will emerge for another monotonous product. Another product that is tested on is food for the common household pets. A relevant example is dog food. Dogs that have been fed genetically engineered food have been reported to develop gingivitis, acne, and even sexually transmitted diseases due to poor and careless sanitation of the laboratories or place of experimentation. It's funny how people care enough to feed their pets, but at the same time they contribute to experimentation. The well-known company IAMS has been known to test their products on animals, and to this day they continue to torment and murder. Sure, if humans were being fed poison, there certainly would be action being taken for humans, so why not for animals?